We'll have a couple more. We can have a couple more people in. A couple more, yeah. But just let them know that we're filming. Okay, here we go. There we are. So, I'm Simon Woodruff, and I'm the founder of Yo Home, and you're standing in Yo Home, and I'm also the founder of Yo Sushi. How many of you have eaten in Yo Sushi here? So nice when I see smiling faces about Yo Sushi. And I'm also the founder of Yotel. How many of you have stayed in Yotel? Somebody stayed in Yotel, somebody else. And of course, Yotels are in Gatwick Airport and Heathrow Airport Terminal 3 and Schiphol Airport, and of course a very big one, 750 rooms in Times Square, and again a very radical hotels like this. And you're standing in an 800 square foot apartment, and an 800 square foot apartment is typically the size of any city centre one bedroom place around the world. But you're also standing, and if you have a look around the room at 800 square foot, you're also standing in an 800 square foot bedroom. And an 800 square foot bedroom is a very, very large bedroom indeed. In fact, an 800 square foot bedroom is what very rich people have. And it's an 800 square foot bedroom inside an 800 square foot apartment. And it has everything, if you look around the thing, a desk and cupboards, everything that an 800 square foot bedroom would have. And this is the boys' side of the bed. This is Ken's side of the bed, I call it. And there's his skateboard down there. And then over here on this side of the room is the ladies' side, and this is what we call the Barbie side. And there's her dressing room over there. And if you close that up, we're going to show you a little device that we invented. This is the prototype of a new device for Yo Home for the ladies. And here she's the lady. She's swiveling her entire wardrobe around to create what we call the Barbie wall. And you see, I can see a few ladies smiling and thinking, I wouldn't mind having one of those in my house. And of course, here you are in your 800 square foot apartment, and you're in your 800 square foot bedroom, and you wake up in the morning and you look around you and you've done your teeth and you've done your makeup, and you think to yourself, I don't really want to be in an 800 square foot bedroom. I want a bit more space in my room. So you look down, and now look around you, you're suddenly in an 800 square foot sitting room. This is a room that you can have a big party in. In fact, we've already got a big party in here. And you've got a cozy little part to your room down here. And how many of you like to come home sometimes at night and be on your own and just have a cozy supper at home, just on your own with nobody else being around? Does anybody here have supper on their knees sometimes? Yes, you do. Well, here is the modern version. This is it. This is the modern version of having supper on your knees. There you go. And what do you like to do after supper? What you like to do after supper is you want to watch a movie, don't you? So what I'd like you all to do is come and sit with me down here, because this is going to turn into our cinema. So come and sit down here, and the rest of you come down the sides. All of you in here I want. Come and squish up close to me. There you go. Well done. Everybody down here, a few more down here. And I want you all to come into the cinema at the side. Come on in here and squish up and make room for everybody. And a couple more of you can come around here. There you go. And let's draw this right across. Here we are. And then would you like to come inside, my dears? Here you are. And the camera people are going to come in as well. So they can come over here. And here we are, and do you know something? We're in an 800 square foot apartment with an 800 square foot bedroom with an 800 square foot sitting room and party room, and now we're in a 300 square foot cinema. And then if you think about this, in this apartment, there's not just one cinema, there's a second cinema. Does anybody know where the second cinema is? It's in the bedroom. Because you imagine when it comes down, you're in your bed, and it's a very nice cinema to be in. It's sexy. And then here, if you just stay there for a moment, I'm going to say, when you have a rather nice lady come round to your house, you have a rather sexy little drawer down here. And this drawer is a whole new way when you say, where did you put it, darling? Oh, I've hidden it under the stairs. The modern version. So what I'd like you to do is come on up here now, and I'm going to show you the office. And here we are, and we're in the office. And so I'm a man, and I like to work at home. So I suddenly look around me and I think to myself, look at this, I'm in rather a nice office now. And down below here, you can see this is where the photocopier comes up. This lifts up here, this is the photocopier and the printer. And here is my desk. And people come round to my office for meetings, and I can have meetings here and see them, and I can work away on my laptop here. And then people say to me, this is such a nice place. Do you have somewhere you can stay here during the week? And I say, oh yes, I've got a bedroom. And they say, where's your bedroom? I say, it's upstairs. Because of course it is upstairs, and I wasn't lying. And then in the evening it gets quieter and everybody goes home, and my friend comes over and he wants to stay. And I want to put him up some. So what do I do? Here I am at my desk, and I want to leave everything on my desk. I don't want to have to clear anything away, so I put the desk away with everything on it, and this is where my friend comes to stay. But do I really want my friend to sleep here when I'm in bed with my wife over there? No, I don't, do I? I want to be able to separate him off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I think you should be over here now, a bit further back perhaps, I'm going to close. Normally we say close the door, don't we? But now we're going to close the wall. So if you stand back, Neil and I are going to close the wall, and we're going to have some quiet separation for the two of us. So everybody go back a little bit. There you are. Lots of room. And this is quite interesting, all of you, because look around you. Doesn't it feel small? This is like normal flats now, but it just feels small, and it just makes you think, why do you want to live in a smaller flat when you've got that space, and that space isn't going to, it's a private study, and it's a private bedroom, but most of the time it's not used. So push the wall back, Neil. Here we go. And suddenly, this is the room I want to be in. It's got space. I'm using its space. And what is space? Space is the final frontier. And what do we need now? It's time for supper. So what do we need now? We need a kitchen. And does anybody know where the kitchen is? Do you think the kitchen's there now?
There and there.
The kitchen, it's behind you. So what I want you all to do, will you all please go and open a kitchen door each? Each go and take a kitchen door. Would you go and do one, Maria? That's it. And put the kitchen away. I want all the doors put away. You see, you did that instinctively, and suddenly that whole wall has become your kitchen. And it's a very nice kitchen. And I don't know about you, but I like to have an island in my kitchen. So here we go. Here's the island kitchen, and I can sit at my island kitchen. And it would probably be true to say, a bit of an exaggeration, but I've got an 800 square foot bedroom, an 800 square foot sitting room, I've got an 800 square foot office, I've got 2 cinemas, and now I'm in an 800 square foot kitchen. It's a slight exaggeration, but I'm in an 800 square foot kitchen. And when I want my breakfast, if I want nothing more than it's me or my wife, I can sit and have my breakfast here and take whatever I need. So there we are. But sometimes, when I've cooked a big meal, look, I've got a big kitchen here, and when I've cooked a lovely meal, I want to invite my friends over. So what I want is a dining room. So does anybody know where the dining room is? you're right. So shall we open the dining room? And of course this is very, very Japanesey. And I've had a love affair with Japan for many, many years. And here we are in the Japanesey world here. But I put backs on these. Japanese don't have backs. That's probably why they have such good stature. And here we are. Our candles in a nice little place, nice cozy place in our 800 square foot dining room. And I know what you're all thinking. I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, this is an uncivilized man. Is he really going to eat his dinner off the floor? So what we have to have is the modern version of the tablecloth. So there's the modern version of the tablecloth. Suddenly I can eat my dinner off there. And one more thing before we go. What do we want now? What is the one thing that we have so many things in our life, what is the one thing that we're always short of? Exactly, storage. So what we want, by now you've begun to realize that the way this room works is we have a false floor underneath us and we have a false ceiling above us. And in Yo Homes of the future we will use, like an automobile does or a jet plane does, we will use every square inch and every square meter. So there will be pieces that fold down in future Yo Homes. There's 100 things you haven't seen here. But for now I'm just going to show you the cellar. And I'm going to show you the wine cellar. Does anybody? So step back, step back, step back. There we are, and we'll open the wine cellar. Here we have it. I can step down. It says storage, and here we have the wine cellar. There's a nice bottle of wine to put on the table. And there we are, and I'm going to come over here to where you are and squeeze between the two of you, if I may. So you want to know, where are these going to be, these Yo Homes? We are going to build blocks of apartments all over the world. We're going to build conversions of 70s and 80s office blocks into apartments called Yo Home. And will Yo Homes all look like this? No, they will not. Will Yo Homes all be this size? No, they will not. Yo Homes, this whole principle can be for very rich people, even bigger than this, for ordinary people, people like you and me, and for teachers, and for policemen, and even in time for students. And when you choose the interior of your home, this is an interior by Georgina Cox, but it can equally be an interior by Philippe Starck, a minimalist interior. It could be an antique interior. It could be a country home interior, and you can choose that on the website by going to the website and choosing exactly how you want, and we'll finish it and put all those finishes in for you. And when you arrive, there will be everything. If you look at the drawers over here, there's a place for everything, and everything a place. And when you look in the storage units, there will be a spare for the next 10 years. So you have a house where you don't ever have to go out and make things, get new things. And will it be reliable? Well, this bed, let me give you an example. This bed is operated by a motor. But in theatre, where much of this comes from, this is counterweighted. And when we take the motor off it, I can lift this with one hand like you'd pull a drawer in a Schreiber kitchen. And in the Yo Homes, the production models that we do, there will be a little flap in the wall that you open, and rather like when you go to the gym and you choose the weight you want, you'll be able to put the pin in for the weight you want and simply move all of these things by hand, and it'll be a pleasure to use them. Like they're really, really great. And how much will they cost? Well, in most apartments, the real cost is the land cost. So will these cost 5% more than a traditional home? Will they cost 10% more than a traditional home? Will they cost 15% more than a traditional home? And even if they did cost 15% more than a traditional home, would it be worth it to have this amount of space around you? Probably would. But actually, when you buy this home, you buy it with everything in it. And you don't have to go and buy antique furniture or whatever you have. So the whole thing is here. It's a whole other way of looking at the world. So probably it won't cost you any more. You know, if we'd been a big commercial company, a big corporation, we would have had meetings about this, we'd have had meetings about that, about this, and about the Barbie wall, and about every piece in here. And somebody would have stood up at every meeting and said, oh no, you can't do that. There's a problem here because it wouldn't do, we can't do that, we can't do that, and health and safety, this and that. And we would have never got here. And that is the reason that entrepreneurs can go and do radical concepts like this and start to change the world a little bit. Corporations can't do that. And every one of us, I have to say here, has the capability of having that entrepreneurial spirit. So I really wish for all of us that we go out and do that, and that hundreds of years from now, perhaps our children's 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 children will ask their grandpa, they'll say to their grandfather, Grandpa, tell us about the olden days. And Grandpa will rock in his chair, and Grandpa will say, yes. And they'll say, tell us about the olden days when people used to live in homes that weren't adaptable by space. Tell us about the olden days when they had a bedroom that took up such enormous amounts of space and it was only used for a third of the day. Tell us about the olden days when they had dining rooms that only got used twice a week. Tell us about the olden days when they put walls in all sorts of places so you couldn't have the space in inner cities. It's such fun to hear it. And why did they do that? When they lived in an age of jets who knew how to use space, and automobiles which had fantastic refined space. And Grandpa says, oh yes, it was just a moment of progress. And he might even turn and say, yo! So I hope that you take responsibility for yourselves. You don't rely on the government to change anything in this world. We can all change it by being entrepreneurs. And I hope, certainly I'm going to go out and build lots of these around the world. And I hope you'll all come and live in them. Thank you so much.